Hello everyone. It's a pleasure for her today to have another opportunity to exchange and share with everyone about a new concept. Could I ask everyone a question before we start? Do you sometimes know what suffering is like, but still don't know how to become joyful and happy in life? So how do we change our unwanted reality? How do we always bear positive energy from within and create an unimaginable life? Having a frame of reference helps us flexibly change our reality and achieve the reality we want. This frame of reference is called the triangle of reality. Let's explore. Now let's look at an example. Everything in life, from inanimate objects to creatures and human beings, has energy. Each subject has its own energy level. This has been proven scientifically. Imagine there's a nugget of gold. If it really is a gold nugget, then its inner energy would definitely be specific to gold, right? In addition, the information within it or its molecular structure is also specific to the gold metal, and it can't be confused with lead. In other words, any material has its own energy and internal information structure. If it's gold, it contains the gold's energy and information inside. If it's lead, it contains the lead's energy and information inside. Now, let's talk about human beings. If someone is a successful person, they contain the energy of successful people, right? The inside information is the information of a such. How about an unsuccessful person? Surely they will contain the energy of failure. The inside information is the information of an unsuccessful person. A healthy person's internal energy is the energy of a such. The inside information is the information of a healthy person. How about a sick person? Is the inside information different from a healthy person's? Does the material indication of a sick person being different from that of a healthy person show that their internal energy and information are different? Definitely. Then we humans are different in our outer material indications. The word material indication refers to what you see, feel, and hear. It must correspond to some source of energy and information. And has it been proven that lead can be turned into gold? Now science has proven that everything can interchange with one another if the information and energy change. Scientists make this possible by using powerful accelerators to break the lead atoms to disrupt their structure and change their properties. However, a giant accelerator can only produce about 1/1,000,000th of a gram of gold per hour. And if it runs all day long non-stop, it would take a century to produce 1 gram of gold. Also, 1 gram of gold processed from lead is worth about $3 billion US. This example is a way of illustrating the transformation of material as information and energy change at the atomic level. That gives us a lot of hope, hoping for the sick to become healthy, losers to become successful, sufferers to become happy, complainers to become grateful, ugly people to become beautiful, the poor to become the rich. Science has done it, so we just need to change based on that. The most important thing now is how to change the structure inside us. This raises a special question. What is the information buried deep inside us? If we know what it is, we just need to change it. Then, the energy will change and the material will eventually change also. The masters have pointed out and revealed the mysterious information deep down inside us. It is what we know, believe, and understand. These 3 things determine the reality of our life, what energy we have, and what material indication is. The information inside us is what we know, believe, and understand. It determines our energy and material indication. Does what we know, believe, and understand about happiness determine our happy reality? A person's reality of marriage also depends on what they know, believe, and understand about marriage. How a person shows their financial indication depends on how they know, believe, and understand about finance. A person's reality of health is determined by how they know, believe, and understand about health. Let's take an example to practice on the method of changing reality. Mai's reality is living in a family with separated parents. Her mother planted in Mai's head a very negative know, believe, and understand concept about men. From that bad belief and understanding, Mai may have an anti-attitude toward marriage in the future when it comes. So how can Mai regain the positive reality of marriage? Let's help Mai. First, Mai needs to supplement her information angle by finding people who have a happy marriage reality. Then learn their concept of marriage to change her inherent knowing, belief, and understanding about marriage. If you listen, you will know and understand. If you witness it, you will believe it. From there, Mai will revive her energy source about happiness from those people's happy reality of marriage. When there are enough information and energy, Mai's marriage reality will begin to shift from suffering to happiness, from negative to positive. To simplify the terms that refer to the things we know, believe, and understand, we will call them root concepts. The root concept is a concept that includes our knowledge, belief, and understanding about something. They include ethical, religious, and scientific perspectives. And they are also the mental seeds that make up our mental images. What root concept we have about each problem in life will determine the reality of our life. When we want to make our unsatisfactory life reality become satisfying, it is best to reconstruct the helpful concepts to transform life into how we want. People with the beneficial root concept often get things they want. Conversely, people with the unfavorable root concept often approach unsatisfactory things. The heart of the reality triangle is the information angle. When there's enough information, it will overflow with energy. Enough energy, material indication will change. Let's talk about the conquering reality of the Iron Man competition. You really want to conquer this challenge even though you have never tried it. To begin the conquering process, we will approach the information angle by supplementing our own knowledge, beliefs, and understanding about the Iron Man competition. You know through newspapers, television, social networks that there are many people who have also conquered this distance. You start learning about marathon running techniques, swimming in the ocean, cycling, how to exercise, and maintain physical health, etc. In addition, you join practicing groups to gain knowledge from people with experience. You accumulate more information through practicing and knowledge exchanging in those groups. From that, you also get the energy from the precedent's reality. When there's enough information and energy, you will enter the contest with confidence and achieve the desired results. It is also your final material indication and your moment of conquering reality. Looking back at the whole process, you started from the information angle. Perfecting your own knowing, believing, understanding, and absorbing the energy of those who have the reality that you want to aim for. Ultimately, the material or the outcome has changed. It's crystal clear, isn't it? Often, information accumulation alone is not enough to change reality and material indication. You need enough energy. Where does this energy come from? The place with the most energy is from people who already have the reality that you want to aim for. Therefore, researching and studying often are not enough. You need to throw yourself into an environment and community with people with good reality in order to get energy from them. This way of learning and transforming reality often gives results much faster and more effectively. Normally, our knowing, believing, and understanding are governed by three lenses of ethics, religion, and science. Our understanding comes from science. That's why people often call it pure science understanding. That is, we almost don't confirm what we don't understand and can't be explained by science yet. Those who are governed by the scientific frame of reference, they only believe what they understand. If you can't prove it, then no point talking to them. Religion and belief are pure beliefs, so people's faith comes from religion. It's like we believe what we believe, no further explanation needed. It's just like we believe our grandparents died and went on living in the afterlife, so we worship them. On their death anniversary, we pray for them to visit us and enjoy the feast. You can't see your grandparents and ancestors, but you believe they still exist. Those who are governed by the religious frame of reference, they believe before understanding. That's all we know. We may not understand what those things mean. What do they bring? We just know and listen to them. The principle of this life is that fire will burn, causing injury and material loss. We just hear that, but we don't understand why it burns. Only science can explain how fire can burn. And that's all we know, and that we shouldn't play with fire. A person's life reality is made from what root concept they have in their head, corresponding to what frame of reference. That frame of reference shapes the way they think, live, and their lifestyle. If anyone relies on the scientific frame of reference, then they think about things scientifically. This is similar to when we put on the lens of religion or ethics to look at life. We should view from all three perspectives, science, religion, and ethics, to form the basis for a frame of reference. Because there are things that can be explained by science, or religions, or ethics. What we need in the end is good reality, not perspective. Therefore, we need to apply all three reference systems and three perspectives at the same time to change our lives. In modern life, people often mainly supplement their knowledge, belief, and understanding under the lens of materialism or science. However, standing from the viewpoint of idealistic reality is also very interesting. From the perspective of idealistic reality, something happens will be the sum of three factors: cause, condition, and effect. Inside us, what causes and conditions do we have to produce results? Example, a mango seed is the cause. If it lies on the cement floor, it cannot grow. But if a dog accidentally brings it to the garden, it may stick to the soil and begin to grow roots. Then it rains, the seed begins to root deep in the soil, grow bigger and bear fruits. So we have a cause, and then add a condition, which slowly produces results. So following the idealistic reality, if we want to change our lives, we must sow good causes plus good conditions, then it will produce the desired results, right? The good causes in us are the helpful root concepts, the merits and virtues we accumulate, plus the mental images we desire. Then we meet people who help us to achieve it. In other words, we reap the fruit. Conditions come from humans. From this perspective, we can see that our task for the rest of our lives is to sow good causes by developing useful root concepts, or our knowing, believing, and understanding. Then live with people harmoniously, change the perception about people to sow predestined conditions. After that, if you want something, clarify it, and work diligently to get it done. When we begin to bring beneficial root concepts into ourselves, our good life reality will emerge. If you are looking to change your reality, try using this reality triangle tool immediately. See you in the next lesson, with the topic of the formula of life.